Ooh, it's me, editing Caleb. Hello. Hi, what you're about to listen to is a Separate Ways campaign that I wanted to extend personally throughout the season because, unfortunately, our cast member Emily, who plays Jessie or Gemini Rock Yellow, couldn't make it to as many sessions as we both would have wanted. So I wanted to suggest, hey, maybe we have a Separate Ways campaign. It's a solo thing. And unfortunately, we could only record 2 episodes. But it's still something great, and it's something that I'm really fond of because I kind of love solo episodes. So it's interesting that it's paired with the other solo episode of this season, Beck's Big Day. So please enjoy Forest Peaks Part 1, Separate Ways, Episode 1, Cinematic Parallels. Hello there, my name is Caleb Wade of Chronometed Actual Plays, and welcome to the first of this sort of weird experiment we're doing with Henshin, with Forest Peaks, a Henshin game. I can get the titles of my shows right, don't worry about it. We are doing a Separate Ways campaign in which one of our colors, our fantastic yellow, is sort of separated from the group. And we'll see how those stories intersect. But for right now, hi, my name is Caleb Wade. I'll be your MC this in this oral space, to quote Angela. My pronouns are he, they, and I'll be playing everyone but the star of the show.
My name is Emily. Pronouns she, her. I'll be playing Jessamine, or Jessie, whose pronouns are they, them, who is our yellow. They are probably going to feel a little isolated right now, but we'll see how it goes.
So, in episode 1, our pilot of Forest Peaks, I keep wanting to say Henshin, a Henshin game for some reason.
I mean, yeah, it just flows better.
Sure, a Henshin game. But in the first episode of Forest Peaks, 5 of our squad got attacked while at the campus sort of square where the Blue Jay Cafe coffee truck was selling their goods to incredibly tired and incredibly caffeine dependent college students. But that's not where we pick up. Jessie, on this beautiful there's not a cloud in the sky, on this beautiful fall weekday morning, where do we find you? Yeah, you're playing with me again, Emily. Get into it. Get back into it. Can be put on the spot.
It'd probably be maybe in one of the other communal spaces in the university, just performing a totally not therapy session with another student. You sort of catch the end of the conversation, and Jessie goes, just communicate, everything will be A-okay, and then the other student will walk away. Jessie will just go to herself, I just said A-okay, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Oof. I think at that moment you get a text message from your cousin Tatiana that just reminds you, hey, don't be hard on yourself. I know you and I know how you are. So this is your daily reminder not to be hard on yourself, TT.
Yeah, I'll just look around. She fucking watching me. Just
oh, the camera's here.
Oh, well, yeah, what the fuck are the cameras?
You know that Tatiana is... You know what? What does Tatiana major in? Or is that something you'd let me decide?
No, I'd probably let you decide, though.
Tatiana's a kinesiology major. So, after that not therapy session with another student...
Yeah, it's totally not therapy. Trust me, bro. It
No, it's
is.
not therapy. We just talk about our feelings and we work through them and we maybe trauma bond a little bit, but in a way that's productive and conducive to our mental health. But it's not therapy. It's not therapy. It's not therapy.
No, it's not nothing. Don't worry about it.
It's not therapy. So, as I'd say it's around noon. Would your classes be done for the day? Did you select all morning classes on this day?
Scholarly me would like to say yes. Actual me, no.
No. So let's say you have a class in the afternoon, like maybe 1 or 2 classes in the afternoon in like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. I've got time.
But yeah, you've got time. You got time to sort of walk around, maybe get some air. As you're walking around and sort of as you're sort of like considering, what that student said to you about perhaps letting your anxiety rule you, and sometimes you need to take a leap of faith and you need to take chances because you only have one life, and it's okay to take those chances because we are human, and it is okay to make mistakes, because if we did not make mistakes, we would not be human. We would be something else entirely. I'm sure those words really hit Jessie hard.
Yeah, like they don't think about it in the moment, but then like when they lie in bed, it's like, fuck.
It's just like, oh, those are really nice words, and then tonight when you're sleeping, it's just like, wait a minute.
Wait. Is this fucking play about us?
Is this fucking play about us? Oh, I miss playing with you. So as you're like, let's say walking, you're not at like the center square of the quad. You're just sort of like walking about. You know that the Blue Jay Cafe coffee truck would be out. Maybe you consider getting a tea. The sky darkens. The sky darkens into this beautiful yet dangerous violet. As like these sort of like swirling stars fill the sky. And little spits of stardust like raindrops start falling onto the quad and onto the school. And those bits of stardust become these sort of hulking and lithe, some hulking, some lithe abominations of just cosmic stardust that start attacking some students. As you are walking, and as you see this sort of chaos happening, mostly in the square, but some of it coming towards you and where you are on the quad. Let's say you're to the north of the quad square, because I know how colleges works. I know how colleges are organized. Shut up, this is my world. Also, listener, my apologies. I'm getting over a few things. I'm still a little bit stuffy, but that doesn't mean I can't bring audio content to you. What does Jessie do as they see these abominations start to attack students and start to raise hell?
First of all, they will go, oh, okay, that's new. I don't know how to feel about that. Shit, now what?
Oh, that's new. Well, huh?
What? Just mind starts racing. What the fuck do I do? What? Is there anything I can do? Well, just sort of begging the cosmos for help.
As you're running through your options and as you're like, fuck, shit, what do I do?
Yeah, totally.
The words from your not student therapist are sort of replay in your head. It's okay to take a chance. As those words are replaying in Jessie's mind, what do they do?
I would I would probably see if there are any students like close enough that I could at least get out of the danger.
There are like three. There are three that you could probably lead and like say, "Hey, there's an exit back there. Like, get to safety."
Yeah,
That is an option. Yeah.
I would probably like do those sort of things just for an evacuation like type thing.
So this. So with Henshin, there is no dice in this game.
Yes.
No dice at all. It is a token-based system. There are light turns that earn tokens, regular turns that you can always do, and heavy turns that spend said tokens, and special turns for each playbook. As yellow, it sounds like you might be leaning towards overcommit yourself to another cause. I'm saying this so that you have a token later.
That's like for a thing.
Would this be applicable to what Jessie intends to do?
Yes.
So as you're like, take the chance, take the chance, take the chance, take the chance. You run up, you start leading people. You're still panicking a little bit, but there's this sort of confidence in your voice that I'm not sure Jessie has heard before, and maybe that is something that Jessie can sort of work through themselves. In their own in their spare time when the campus is not being attacked. But there's a sort of like confidence in their voice that people gravitate towards, and they listen to you and they start running. And as soon as like those three people are clear, you turn and there is a live Stardust abomination right in front of you. What do you do?
First thing I do is go, fuck. I just like jump. Because I mean, let's be real, you're gonna be startled if you see that.
Exactly, yeah. Like the sort of like shambling humanoid mass of Stardust that did not like look to be anything possible. Yeah, you're gonna jump a little bit, I would assume. Sorry. There are options that you can take here, and
Yes.
the ball is certainly in your court. It's weird. It's weird playing a game without dice, isn't it?
Yes.
But it's nice. It keeps the action cinematic, I think.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I feel like Jessie would like just by virtue of them like cycling through options in their brain would just straight up fail to react.
Ooh. So gain another token. As you fail to react, you get knocked back by one of these things. You get knocked back and sort of crash into like not like one of those recycling trash cans.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like explode when you hit it, but you sort of like knock against it. You're a little shaken. You're not like hurt, but you are knocked back. You have the wind knocked out of you. So you have two tokens at this point, and you just had the wind knocked out of you by one of these like more lithe sort of like, they don't look acrobatic, but they look like they attack quicker than like the more hulking, like bigger abominations.
Hmm.
They do, however, look like, and you're taking like a bigger, like a closer look at them as you're sort of like regaining like your composure. They do have sort of like this glowing spot in the center of their chest. It's almost like a target.
Whoa.
As this abomination sort of like starts to close in on you, and two more also do. Still live. There are just 3 lithe Stardust abominations. What's going through Jesse's head right now? Sure, you protected people, but can you protect yourself?
Yeah. I mean, Jesse's head is full of swears that I will not repeat.
Yes.
And then they'll just sort of start looking for some form of cover just to have some safety while they think about something to do.
You managed to get up, you managed to will your feet to move, and you run towards one of those raised trees in the quad, like one of those trees that have like a sort of like um like those stone that sort of stone that's sort of like flat on top but like curved at the bottom, that's sort of like stacked upon each other, and like the sort of like pavilion around a tree.
Yeah.
So it is high enough that you can like, sort of like duck under it and take cover. As you're trying to think and you're trying to get your mind like right, like, okay, what do I do? What can I do? These are weird stardust creatures from space. Are they from space? Is this actually space? I don't fucking know. You just hear screams of other students like trying to fight back and trying to run. And it seems that these creatures are causing chaos, but they're not like really hurting people like that. It's like they're looking for something. And as you sort of close your eyes and try to steady yourself, you know how sometimes we close our eyes and yet if there's like a big old bright light, it sort of like shines through that. As you close your eyes and you're trying to figure out like, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And you're trying to center yourself, as those not therapy sessions have taught you about. So I'm sure those not therapy sessions have taught you some meditation techniques, sort of like getting your breath steady as you're trying.
Also, a lot of times Jessie is the totally not therapist.
Yeah. So you know how to steady yourself. You know
in
how
theory,
to like
yes.
In theory. When you're not being attacked by cosmic entities, you know how to center yourself. As you close your eyes, this sort of like yellowish light sort of like not burns through that closed eyes, but sort of like there's something shining right in front of you. Do you open your eyes?
Yes, but I do it like 1 eye at a time.
As you open one eye, you see this brilliant yellow shining, what looks like a badge. It's sort of like this sort of like cardinal star badge that's just shining bright yellow and is floating right above you or right in front of you as if it's waiting for you to take it into your hands.
I will look around. I think. Well, what would I have to lose? I just take it.
As you take
Can't make things worse.
As you take it, this sort of like 70s groovy music sort of fills your head and sort of fills your body. It's very like the Monkees, it's very Daydream Believer, as these two voices sort of speak out to you. Hey, chill, little dude. You got this. And if you don't, well, we've got you.
For the reason I have 3 voices in my head. Very cool.
Oh, cool, fun. You can join my anxiety. You can join my insecurities. But it fills you with this beat that you can follow, this music that sort of guides your movement. And as you turn back and stand against these cosmic abominations, what does your suit look like?
I mean, obviously, color scheme yellow. Yeah,
Naturally.
really self-explanatory there. uh, but I feel like the like, no, I say the helmet has like a flower crown sort of thing.
Ooh, okay.
Uh,
Ooh, maybe like a flower. It sort of looks like a flower crown, but it's like sort of like those like headbands from the 70s that sort of
yeah,
like trails off into flowers.
yes.
Ooh, I love that.
My boots I'd say would be like fairly. Actually, do I go? Yeah, sure. I'll go in like not large heels, but heels to be like, how are they fighting in them?
Interesting. Okay.
Uh,
And I assume helmet with visor.
yes.
Love
Well, I'd say the
that.
visor could like lift up if needed.
If needed, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, I know that we had a bit of trouble naming your color because we
Yes.
have Swing Star Blue, we have Electro Meteor Pink.
Yes.
I I have a suggestion for you.
Okay.
Something like Gemini Rock Yellow or Gemini Pop Yellow.
I feel like Gemini Rock sounds. I feel like that flows better.
Ooh. So as you stand and you just know this in your heart that at this moment you are more than Jessamine. You are Gemini Rock Yellow. You finally realize that you're in a suit. You finally realize the heels that you're wearing. But somehow these heels got those really good gel insoles, so you feel like you can run and fight in these.
This is pretty cool. Don't really know how I got into this, but we move.
We move, we rock, we bang. So, you have the power to take on these abominations. What do you do?
I will look at one of them, see if they still have the target.
They do. All three of them have the target.
I will sort of reach for a weapon that I'm assuming will just sort of manifest.
And it does. Could you describe your weapon to the audience, please?
So my weapon would be like two chakrams, but they are shaped sort of like tambourines, but sharper because weapons.
Can the chakrams separate into hand to hand
Yes.
and then come together as that's lit. They come together as a tambourine, but they're like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
well,
so cool.
Yeah, I'd rather keep a cover.
Oh, that's so cool.
Can't just keep walking around with a chakrams. That's going to draw attention.
I mean, you could just be cosplaying.
I mean, true, but I feel like
I imagine like as you are in as you're suited up as a color, like the chakrams as a tambourine, like those little like the little shaky things that make the sound are made of like pure cosmic yellow energy.
Oh, yeah.
And as they separate, that yellow energy spreads to like the edges of the chakram.
Yeah, that's
Ooh. Yes. Oh, this is so cool. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. So you have your what is the weapon called?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I ended up thinking of the name for it. See if I can find it in our thing.
I'm also looking, don't worry about it. They are the twin star chakrams.
Oh, okay, I did think of the name of it.
You hold the twin star chakrams, and you're just like, how do I know Did I just name those? That's a cool name. Do you take credit for the name?
I mean, I'm going to. Oh, that's cool. I can take credit for being cool, right?
And one of the voices, a more feminine voice, is like, "Yeah, baby, take credit for that name."
Okay, random voice. I will. And sort of like in the back of Jessie's mind, be like, do they have separate names or are they both called down? Like what?
We can get into that later. You just need to kick some butt right now.
Sure.
Cool.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but this is a very overwhelming situation.
Yeah, I can totally imagine. We're kind of disembodied voices in your mind powered by the cosmos, so whoa, that's a little trippy too. But we're here to help you.
Appreciate it.
You might want to find your mentor at some point, though.
I'll put it on the to-do list.
One of the abominations swings at you. How does Gemini Rock Yellow react?
I would, by instinct, just dodge, like try and like go like under it, and then like a counter attack.
As you display this agile fighting technique, your body moves faster than it did. You duck under the swing and you just slash at that target, and the abomination bursts into just harmless cosmic stardust. The abominations sort of turn and point at you, screeching.
First of all, rude. This is out loud, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
First of
totally.
all, that's very rude.
That's very
Did
rude.
your mother ever say you shouldn't point while pointing?
They go to attack you. But they are rather easy to take care of.
If they like both attack at the same time, I wanna try and like do a split and then back up move. Because
like a jump split kick.
Yeah, kind of.
Cool. So, as you continue to display this agile fighting technique, doing splits and shit that you've never done before, just instinctively, you do a jump split kick. Both those targets, they both burst into stardust. You saved some of the people that are still over here, and they look at you and they just start cheering. They start taking pictures of you, like, who is this masked person? Like,
yeah, in that mind, Jessie is like, why must you perceive me?
Oh goodness. The age-old millennial question, why must you perceive me? Like the age-old neurodivergent question, let's be real. Like, why must I be perceived?
To be perceived. Why are people perceiving me? Why isn't invisibility real? Help.
help. Help, 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 help. As you're receiving cheers, you do notice that there are some stragglers, like some more sort of like more lithe starlight gosh stardust abominations. I can do this. But they seem to be sort of like retreating, like whatever mission they had is clearly a failure. And as they retreat, and as people, do you guide people to just go back to like their dorms and be safe? Yeah. As you continue to evacuate people, your helmet modulating your voice so it does not sound like you, because identities are important. You just hear this sort of like slow clapping. You turn and you see this sort of jester-like being made of like cosmos and stardust. They're sort of like leaning against like one of the like big lampposts that are mostly meant to light the way for like nighttime walks, because this campus is safe. Um, well, before today, and they just go, "Wow, so you're the sixth one. That's interesting."
Yeah, I will look at the like. I'm assuming they're like dressed up as like a jester sort of thing.
Yeah, they're dressed up like a jester. Like a jester meets a little bit of high fashion. Like very
Yeah,
queer.
but
Very queer fashion.
I'll turn. I'll be like, what? I know I just did some queen shit, but I don't remember asking for a court gesture.
You know what? That's pretty good. I'll give it to you. Look, I don't want any trouble. I really don't. I just know that me and my friends are probably going to have to, gosh, what's the word in the whole mortal language? Destroy you all, grab those badges, and then rule the world. But, like, hey, I mean, if we have this banter, maybe I can make sure that you're not immediately dead when this is all over. Maybe, like, we could, I don't know, hang out. You could be like my intern. Unpaid, of course. And as their like grin goes up, it stretches a bit farther than it probably should. Just a touch farther. Not like full body horror farther, but like farther.
Yeah, like enough to be unsettling, but not. What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I mean, not being immediately dead sounds nice. Unpaid intern, and I mean, pros and cons.
Hey, I mean, you know your self-worth. And if your self-worth is more important than your survival, I understand. Just know that I'm probably going to be sticking around here. Melancholia, the other generals, they're just in it for the work. But me, I do it because I love interacting with people. And I love just being part of the mess. Speaking of mess, and they sort of like snap their fingers, and this more hulking abomination starts with like no easy target. Ah, nah. And they snap their fingers and it just immediately bursts into stardust. Not yet. I want to face you myself one day. Congrats. You just got an anime rival. And they just disappear in this jingle of bells and like laughter that seems to be happy, but is like a in like a laughter in a minor key, if that's even possible.
Yeah, I say just dissipate. I'll be like, oh, okay, buy jingle bells. Since they jingled, as I left.
They did not give their name. No.
Yeah, so I'll just end up pulling them jingle bells.
As the
Even though I do find out
court,
their name, I'll still call them jingle bells.
yeah, pretty much. It's that rival shit. Um, so as the quad is clear and you are alone, uh, you sort of think to yourself, well, what does Jessie think to themselves? They just saved the day. Apparently, according to this jester prick, there's 5 other people like you. And the 2 voices in your head said, hey, maybe find your mentor. What does Jessie do?
Well, Jesse's first is, how the fuck do I get out of this thing?
One of the voices pop up and just go, stop following the beat.
Okay, sure. I will take random disembodied voices advice.
As you realize that as you've been fighting and as you've been sort of like working and moving, you have been following the beat of the music in your soul. But you take a moment, you divorce yourself from that beat, and then you transform. Just like that. You're good old Jessie again.
That is very convenient. Why can't I do this for all outfits? That would be very nice. Uh,
I want to ask you something, and this is not something that has been established yet in game, in like our main session. But I wonder if we can establish it in this side story. What form does your badge take when you are not transformed? Is it a bracelet? Is it a necklace? Is it just like a little pin? What is it?
I would say it is like sort of a hair tie that keeps Jesse's like space buttons.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. So like it sort of like splits in two, and then like
Yeah, it can
that's interesting.
keep
To keep up the theming. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 I love that.
and then once Jesse is out of the I don't know span, we're like, just gonna go sit down for a hot minute.
Just find a bench and just sort of like sit down and breathe. Like, fuck.
Yeah, mentor the other ones can wait till tomorrow, right?
Ooh, so this you're gonna be the first one to meet your guides because I don't think the others have yet. They met Bennett, your mentor. So as is like they can wait till tomorrow, right? As you're sort of like breathing, you do feel the presence of like two other people beside you, one on each side. One is this sort of like they're both clearly holograms to you, but you feel as if some form of magic is causing them to be either obscured or like they just look like random people to the outside eye. One is this sort of like masculine entity who's very like turtleneck, sort of like bowl cut, very like of the time like clothing, who's sort of like relaxed and sort of like really not bothered. And the other is a more feminine entity that's very flower child, like sort of like seems to be the more like not distant but active voice of the two. And the more feminine entity goes, well, if you want to, I mean, you did just go through a fight.
Yes, that is correct.
And you
Uh,
know, if you want to just like chill, that's fine with me too. Oh, sorry, honey. We're your guides when you're. We are sort of helpful spirits. Spirits might not be the right term because we're sort of powered by the cosmos, and we're sort of sent from the powers that be to help you when your mentor can't.
I mean, it sounds like spirit guide to me.
That might be a little. Isn't that like appropriative? That might be appropriative. Let's just say we're your guides.
Sure. I mean, you're more helpful than the other voice in my head.
Unfortunately, honey, I don't think we can help with that voice in your head. I think that's just something that you gotta venture with on your own. But for the hero stuff, we can help you.
Jesse will just. I need to just not. I just need to relax. Uh, stress of. Uh, I can just like a Fine. Yeah, they can wait till tomorrow. I can wait.
My apologies. Where am I, manner? I'm Cass, and that's Pollux. And Pollux, like the more masculine entity, just sort of like gives up a peace sign.
Of course it does. Nice to meet you. I'm assuming since you're in my head, you know my name.
Of course we do, honey. But introductions are always nice.
Hey, I am Jessamine, but you can call me Jess or Jessie. It's up to you.
I think that's a lovely name, Jessamine. I think I'm gonna call you Jess, though. Jess is shorter. Look, like, I know this was like a big day, and like, you got a lot of questions, and we can answer some of them. But let's focus on the positive here. Let's focus on like the silver linings. You kicked butt. You kicked butt in heels, and that's real hard to do. And like, I know that it's all scary and it's all nerve wracking, especially within the span of a smooth 6 minutes. But I think you've got this. And the powers that be wouldn't have chosen you if you didn't have this.
It's really reassuring.
I do that sometimes.
Thank you, Poppets. Why did the Poppets choose me though? Like that? No, why me?
I don't think that's a question we can answer, honey.
Well, worth a try. Worth asking.
And maybe I'm not supposed to say this. Cass, come on. Don't put stress in the kid's head. Maybe that's something you need to talk to your mentor about. Because they also asked that question once upon a time.
Oh shit, is this going to be like a cinematic parallel? Shit.
Whoa, that'd be cool. Hey, what if they were a yellow? That'd be weird, huh? You gotta see Castor's Pollux's nose bleed a little bit. Yo, I didn't know I could do that.
But yes, all questions for tomorrow.
As you sort of finish this conversation and Cass and Pollux sort of disappear in a swirl of like yellow energy that go back to the holders of your buns. You get a text from the dean of the school saying that classes have been canceled for the rest of the day. So you can literally just take it easy tonight.
Nice. Jesse would probably just try and just not think about what happened for today. Just binge some like I don't know, some shitty Netflix series or something.
Yeah. You chill out, you watch some stuff on Netflix, you distract your mind. But as you go on to sleep later on that night, not only is your therapist friend's words, it's okay to make mistakes because if we didn't make mistakes, we wouldn't be human. And it's okay to take a chance, sort of revolve in your mind. And that finally hits you. You took several chances today. And it ended up protecting people. You saved people today. You are literally a hero.
Fuck.
But does anyone know that was you? You know it was you. Is that all that matters? And we cut to the next day. if there's anything I can voice, it's intrusive thoughts at night. We cut to the next day. Classes are still sort of like canceled on a provisionary basis. Like some of the professors like, I'm not coming back. I need an extra day. Like, so you maybe had one morning class at this point, and like the rest of your classes are canceled. So what do you do? What do you do with your free day?
Sort of gather up courage and just like, go find whoever this mentor is supposed to be.
As you're sort of walking around Forest Peaks, you have no idea where to go. You have no idea what to do. Like, what is going to mentor? Like, you do see a familiar face. The jester from earlier. Who sort of like looks at you, sort of points at a building, and sort of like cartwheels and like flips through an open window. It's a very clearly abandoned building.
Let's try jingle bells.
I'm not falling for your tricks.
What do you think I am? Stupid?
As you walk past the open window, the jester says, "No, but I think you're responsible." As you hear a scream within the abandoned building.
Fuck. They're right.
Shit. Do you rush into the abandoned building? It seems intact. Like it looks like a building with like rooftop access that is about to be sold. So you could get in there. There is an open window for some reason.
There's always an open window.
There's always an open window. But do you rush into the abandoned building?
Especially if I regret it, yes. But as I go in, I'll just be like, fuck you, jingle bells.
As you like sort of like go in, you hear that the screaming is coming from the rooftop. It's about like a 2-story building with a bit of a roof. You rush up the stairs. You're trying to find the door to access the roof. You go out, and there's no one there.
Okay, now extra fuck you, jingle bells.
It's Thalius, by the way.
Jingle bells. Oh yeah. Oh, you're the one who jingles.
And I get to write Thalius's name in the master doc. I wonder how many times I can trick you with this. And the jester sort of like it. Thalius is sort of like floating and like sort of like it's like they're laying on something, but like it's just air. Actually, there'd be like a little like raised thing for like a door access on a rooftop. So they're just laying on that, sort of like watching you as they sort of like do a handstand on like the edge of it and like flip over you and land. They sort of like crack their knuckles. I said I wanted to face you, but I'll give you a warm up first. They sort of like do like this sort of like back walk over as 2 lithe abominations and 1 hulking abomination appear in front of you.
Alright, but let the record show I am not happy about this.
Let the record show that I don't give a damn. And they sort of like, that smile is closed, but it still like stretches out to that weird like smile. So, Emily, I have a very fair question to ask you. As the first of our heroes to coin a phrase to transform, what is it? What does the intro to your transformation sequence look like?
That is a very good question.
I know. I'm putting you on the spot, but this is your solo episode. There's no one else.
Fuck. What was I looking to come up with? A phrase.
It's just cheesy enough for the whole genre, but I think I have something.
Okay.
Twin stars rock
Oh, that's
out.
pretty cheesy.
That is pretty cheesy.
Shall we go with that as like a working thing?
I kind of love the idea that Jesse's workshopping it.
Yeah. It'll do for now, but without staying like that.
So say it. Say it with your whole chest. You gotta say it. You gotta say it. It's part of the genre. You gotta say it. As you're facing these monsters and Thalius.
I'm not happy about this name, by the way. Twin Stars Rock Out.
As the hair bands flash with yellow light and the star parts of them pop off and swirl around you, quickly transforming you into your suit. And Thales is just like, what? Twin stars rock out?
You better shut the fuck up.
And Thales just has this ugly laugh as
of course he does.
You are fully transformed and ready to fight. You have 2 tokens still.
Yes.
Plus, I believe I gave everyone else a free token. So you have 3 tokens.
I mean, first of all, I will give a strong fuck you to Jingle Bells.
So I believe you spent a token to transform when danger appears. So that's 2 tokens. You're still at 2. The token economy is still good. So what sort of turn would you like to do?
I would probably do regular turn and just, do agile fighting techniques. But first, just to gauge, like, the capabilities of, like, the big one.
So you're going for the big one first?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, not full on, just sort of trying to gauge his abilities.
The hulking abomination is very slow, but as it swings and cracks into the rooftop, it does leave a bit of a crater. So if it were to hit you, it would knock you off this rooftop very easily. So it's slow, and you may be able to outspeed it, but it's not going to be a one-hit kill like the Lithe abominations would be.
I will sort of try and do a ranged throw to the 2 Lithe ones just to get them out of the way, so I have a single target.
Your chakrams fly out. That's sort of guitar, sort of like a good chord, on an acoustic guitar, sort of singing out as they strike out and take care of the life of the abominations as the chakrams then fly back to you and you catch them instinctively. Very Xena of you.
Yeah, Jesse's all about that queen shit.
Queen shit. And as you're facing down this hulking abomination, it goes to swing, but Thalius runs up the back of it, flips off. A blade comes out of a cosmic blade comes out of their boot, slices at the abomination as they do so. So it's a little weakened and it stumbles back as Thalius moves to flip and try and bring an axe kick down on you.
I will try and just sidestep it, so just so I'm not immediately hit.
It seems that would this be an immediate problem with a level head?
Sure, yeah, I would do that.
So you spend a token, you exchange some blows with Thalius, you manage to sort of like keep up. Like you're like, fuck, this is a little scary, but I've got this.
Yeah, and as like I've sort of like dodged and weaved, and I'll be like, "Hey, Junior Bells, I don't know that flip. I brought a different flip up for you. I'll just flip him off."
As you like flip them off, flip them off.
Yeah, how's this for a flip?
Thalius will sort of spin and like on like a handstand and use a heavy turn to create these sort of like crescents of like energy, like very sharp bladed energy, just all around them. So they're coming for you, they're like sort of like sending out and shooting out, and they immediately like slice and dice the hulking abomination. It seems that Thalius does not care about the troops. They only care about potentially taking you down. I will say that you block a few, but some catch you.
Yeah.
Your suit protects you, but this hurts.
How?
They are not paper cuts. It feels like you've actually been cut. And as you've been cut, something about these wounds seem really funny to you. Like, ouch, this mortal wound's all itchy. And you find yourself laughing, but it is not of your own volition.
Uh,
Like, every word is accompanied with a chuckle.
uh, shit.
Thalius sort of like does like a backflip away to give you some space and just gives that grin. How you feeling? A little punch drunk, are we?
Maybe.
You're laughing, and the laughing starts to get worse because you realize you took a few hits, and the laughing starts to get worse. You try and stand, and you're like trying to like fight, but you just keep laughing. Your body shakes. It's this full out guffawing that is not your choice. How does Jessie feel in this moment? What is Jessie feeling? What is Jessie thinking?
I mean, no, what would probably be like, why the fuck am I laughing? What's going on? Number two would be, okay, how do I get out of this? I'm just looking for any sort of escape route. Like, is there a way to get down from here?
There is the exit behind you that leads to stairs and out of the abandoned building. You could also, within your suit, probably make the jump down. But you are paralyzed by laughter. As Thalia sort of like, as you are struggling to even stand, Thalia sort of like does a few, it's sort of like walking around you and like sort of like cartwheeling and doing like casual flips around you. You know, people underestimate me because of the bells, because of the whole getup. But they don't understand how destructive laughter actually is. Or sorrow, or pain. But Melancholia has sorrow, and another general, that prick, has pain. I got laughter. It's not so fucking funny, is it? And as you're laughing, ironically, still, you hear the door behind you open. You turn back as you're like laughing and your like eyes are starting to water underneath your visor. You see this sort of this black young person, a few years older than you, with sort of like short black curly hair, wearing like this very dark denim jacket, this very faded yellow shirt with a bear on it, black jeans and boots. Sort of goes, "Hey, get away from my student." And they sort of like extend their hand, and like this like silver like two-piece staff like sort of clicks into being. And Thea's like, "Who the fuck are..." And the person spins and just cracks Thalius right across the face with the staff. As Thalius loses concentration, your laughter ends.
Yeah. I will not laugh at Jingle Bells for getting
just absolutely cracked across the face.
Yeah. Get fucked, Jingle Bells.
And as this person moves and like attacks Thalius like sort of like struggles to sort of like kick and like without the blades, but like kick and like move against the mentor. But this person, just with the experience of having done this before, dodges, reacts, separates the staff into two pieces, and then just continues to just like go blow for blow, block, react, block, react. And then just lands a spinning kick to Thalius's like center. "I'll get you next time, Yellow. Also, fuck you." Like, like looking at the mentor before they disappear in that laughter of minor key. Which is, when you think about it, honestly terrifying. Like, imagine laughter in a minor key. Like an audience laughing in a minor key. That's horrifying. The person who helped you sort of like sighs, the pieces of the staff disappear in like a glimmer of like cosmic magic. Fuck. You okay? And they extend a hand towards you.
I think you're okay. I mean, I'm alive.
That's all that matters. Mind getting out of the suit so I can see who you are?
Yes. What happened? I'll just...
Pew! And as you look at this person, you recognize this person. This is Bennett. This is the owner of the Blue Jay Cafe here in town.
Oh, hello.
Hi. So you're Yellow, huh?
Yes.
And like as like they sort of realize that, you kind of see like this sort of like not wistful smile, but like this sort of like I've been there smile. And Pollux's voice, like as a memory from yesterday, sort of rings up. "It'd be wild if they were a Yellow, huh?"
So I've already spotted another cinematic parallel with the fucking splitting weapons.
The splitting weapons, the faded yellow shirt, covered in like all this dark clothing. Seems like we've got a lot to talk about.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, I was looking for you anyway. So, swings and roundabouts.
Funny that, I was looking for you too.
You found me.
Yeah, I did. Come on, let's get you a cup of coffee or something. My treat. You both head back to the Blue Jay Cafe. Bennett introduces you to Lita, who is Bennett's like right-hand person at the Blue Jay Cafe. She seems to have become aware of the whole color situation, the whole squad situation. You guys go into the yeah, Lita, don't make it that fucking awkward. Lita gets you your usual, and Bennett leads you downstairs towards the basement. You didn't even know this place had a basement. Where it's sort of like this sort of high-tech command center where there's a supercomputer On one side, there's a training area on another, and it seems like renovations were done not ages ago, but this is not a very new thing. This has been down here for a little bit. I had to call in a few favors, but I found a way to track everybody with their badges by honing in on the whole cosmic energy that powers you all. It's a little creepy. I know it's fucking awkward, but your compatriots kind of mentioned that.
I mean, we all have like phones, so I mean, it can't be. I don't think you need to go as hard as you did.
Yeah, well, I had no idea who would be you all if it ever happened. I was hoping that it wouldn't, personally. But here we are. So, got any questions? I can answer them.
First of all, why the cosmic beings made of cosmic energy? Are they from space? Are they aliens? Like what?
As far as I can tell, in the deepest reaches of the cosmos, there are beings that we don't or truly can't understand. Some of them have some sort of morality and have patterned themselves with sort of like a more like light color scheme. These guys, unfortunately, don't care about morality, and they want your powers so that they can take over the world. We've sort of coined them the Dark Cosmic Forces.
I mean, it's self-explanatory.
And unfortunately, I kind of faced them before. So it's also a revenge story. I think it's then that you notice that there is a picture frame by the supercomputer of what looks to be a younger Bennett with a young man. This must have been taken in high school. Bennett is sort of like with longer hair, like bright yellow eyeshadow, all smiles. And there's this young man in the picture frame with a red Letterman's jacket with an arm around Bennett in the picture. Do you say anything as you clock that?
Jessie would want to, but I think they have the wherewithal to realize is, maybe another
Maybe
time.
this isn't the time. And now 2 of the cast have clocked that picture frame.
So, I don't know if you know, but what's the deal with Jingle Bells?
Oh, the jester?
Yes.
I don't know, honestly. They weren't around when I fought these guys.
Oh, great. So they knew. Nice.
A little bit. But I assume that whole laughing thing was them.
Yes. Except for the last part where I went,
I mean, yeah, that was kind of self-explanatory. Melancholia we saw yesterday when they attacked the main quad. I thought she died in Star Valley, but apparently she didn't. You don't recognize the name Star Valley. It must be a town that you've never been to. It's not in Colorado.
I feel like Jessie would like just sort of have an inkling of that's where Bennett's sort of like, I don't know. I hesitate to call it adventure happened.
You can ask if Star Valley is where Bennett's from.
But it's, I'm guessing is Star Valley where you're from, where you like did all this shit.
No. I'm originally from California. No, Star Valley is this tiny little town. I think from what I've heard, heroes kind of like you, but not like you at all. Like, no suits. They just had like, I don't know, like emotional things. The details are fuzzy, but they defeated Melancholia earlier this year around Pride. But I guess she's back. Editor's note: see the Guardians of Star Valley one shot for more details.
Gotta get those plugs in.
It's all connected.
Uh, Last question for now.
Okay.
Why me? Why is Cosmos choosing me of all people?
I think at that question, Bennett softens, but in a way that it's you've seen this look before. You've seen that that's a hard question to answer. You know, like anytime like an adult is like, oh fuck man, what do I say? You know, Bennett sort of like sighs and sort of like leans against like the desk for the supercomputer and just goes, I wish I had an answer for you. I really do. I don't know. What I do know is that even after our chapter is done here, however it ends, this battle just keeps going. Good and evil, light versus dark, whatever you want to fucking call it, it doesn't stop. And even when I thought I was done, after all the shit I sacrificed for this, it doesn't. And I'm sorry that you're a part of this now. It's not going to be easy. I won't tell you that everything's going to be wrapped up by the end of the day. There's still secrets and lies and hurt that you might have to put people through to protect them. And doing that is not going to be easy. But you're not alone. You don't have to face this alone. And now you got me, and you got your squad. But if you want to go it alone, because you, in the like 2 days that you've had these powers, you did have some success. I can understand. This is just how you want to play this, you know? The cafe will be here. This will be here. Whenever you need it. And by whatever stars above are out there, or whatever belief system you believe in, I'm going to try and be there for you too. Because I know what it's like to have a mentor that wasn't. And it didn't give a shit. And unfortunately for me, I do.
But Jesse will just sort of say it with that sort of heaviness just in the air for a minute.
Yeah, Bennett's not pulling any punches. And
which I mean, fair.
I don't know how Jessie feels about that. Like, and maybe you can elaborate on how Jessie feels about that. But I'm sure there's media out there that is just like, oh well, don't worry, the good guys always save the day. Don't worry about it. Bennett is seems like the kind of person that once believed that lie and never again. However much we don't want to unpack all that right
now. Jesse will sort of like, I mean, is condolences the right thing to offer for not or for having, I don't know, I don't know what the word is. Well, just unavailable in other ways, mentor, I guess. Like, is the right thing to offer? Like,
I mean, when Sun is done, Keptis was a full-out shitbird, but and because of him, I have I have the badges to empower you all because he trusted me because I quit. But I don't know if I should consider myself luckier than most. My team's still out there doing their thing. And then their hand sort of like, maybe unknowingly to them, sort of like gets closer to that picture frame as they're leaning against the supercomputer. And they go, even if some of them I don't see as often anymore. It's an hour later. Do you want to ask or no? You're the therapist, friend.
Do you want to talk about it? Or do you want to talk about what happened? You
It's
ready
a
to talk about it?
long story filled with sighs. And this is your first day meeting me, so maybe not. Thank you for the offer. But this life can take a lot from you. And I don't know if you should count yourselves lucky that you all are in college and you're adults, whatever that means. Because it certainly didn't mean shit when I was in college.
I mean, adults don't exist. They're just children with a paycheck.
Preach. But not to sound like the whole I had it harder than you all, but I would count some sort of blessing that you didn't do this at 14. Like I did. Because high school was hell enough, but this... Fuck, man. I just... By the way, I'm so sorry. What are your pronouns?
They them.
Oh, same.
A
Yo.
word.
And I think at that moment there's like that sort of solidarity, and you both kind of laugh the tension away.
Yeah.
Like, oh word, hell yeah. Well, I won't keep you, but you know where to find us, and I can give you my number. Oh, do you have your badge on you?
Yes. I'll just point to my space buttons.
Bennett sort of like goes over to the sort of like, it's not a 3D printer per se, but it does look like it can craft some sort of technology. Bennett sort of like taps something in the computer, like something that they've apparently been working on. And from this like magic printer thing is like a communicator. Like it sort of looks like a band that has like it looks like a smartwatch. Let's be real. It looks like a smartwatch with like sort of like translucent band. And do you mind if I see your badge?
Sure.
As like you take them and like put them together, Bennett takes it carefully and like holds it over the smartwatch. Puts the smartwatch on your preferred wrist.
Right.
And then holds the badge over it. The badge sort of like spins, and the cosmic energy attunes to that communicator, and the translucent band turns yellow.
Ooh.
Here you go. And like holds over the badge. That should connect you with your other squad members and me. And they sort of like swipe. It acts just like a fucking smartwatch. There's like a GPS app that sort of like shows you where the others are if you need them. There's like a calling app. There's There's like a communication app. There's GPS map, and there's like an SOS signal. Like I said, you're not alone, and you're not alone. And you don't have to do this alone.
No, wait.
If you ever want to train, just hit me up. I see you have a dual weapon fighting style too, so
Yeah. I don't know if the Cosmos is trying to give us cinematic parallels, but yeah.
yeah, maybe. Who knows? But this and they sort of hold out their hand, and the weapon comes to them just without a second thought, quicker than it did for you. These and Bennett separates them and sort of like holds them at like the like tips of the batons. Let me see if I can. And they focus. And where there once were batons, you then see like this sort of like compartment open, and an end, like a little handle, pops out. Hell yeah. And they sort of like toss them up and grab them by the handles, and they are tonfa. Yeah, and you see that at the end of the baton, a little light comes on that is sort of like this sort of like pale yellow.
Mm.
It's kind of like a video game, isn't it? Like you just have weapon transformations and shit.
Yes.
It's funny. I was the only one out of my squad that didn't have a weapon transformation. Everyone else got a secondary form to their weapons. Jenny had like a warhammer that had like that turned into like a grenade launcher. Cammy had like pistols that could turn into daggers, and but me, no, just good old Tonfa. And then I become a mentor, and Bennett sort of like slams like the top ends near the handle of the Tonfa together, lets go of the Tonfa. The Tonfa handles pop back in, and the ends extend to that staff. Bennett catches them in one fluid motion, just sort of spins it. Now I have it. So I guess the powers that be tried to tell me that my true calling is teaching college students how to save the world, which I really don't know how to feel about that. The staff sort of like disappears again. A lot of this will become second nature the more you work and get used to your powers. Try summoning your weapons right now.
I will try. See what happens.
It takes a little longer in civilian form, like a few seconds longer, but your twin star chakrams appear in your hands.
Yeah. Nice. I just know that is a thing I can do.
Well, it's a good thing you have a bit of defense in civilian form. Ugh,
Yeah.
civilian form. Ugh. That just sounds so patronizing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Well, you probably got something great planned today. Or maybe not. So why don't you, I don't know, go see a movie. Take it easy. You did just get attacked by a weird jester who made you laugh like some sort of D&D spell. So maybe take it easy for the rest of the day. Maybe not see a comedy.
Yeah, I was about to say. Maybe it's a comedy.
So does Jessie start to leave the basement?
Yeah, just she'll start to leave. They'll say thanks again, and then it will, pick up like another drink on the way out.
Just this coffee talk over trauma and like
Yeah. Well,
like
you've never
being,
trauma
like
bonded
being,
with a mentor.
yeah. Don't read me like this. Don't read me like this. I invite you back to my game and you read me like this. But I think that's a good end to
Yeah.
our Separate Ways session 1 for Forest Peaks.
Oh,
Thank you.
good.
Thank you so much for listening. We have introduced our yellow. Oh gosh. My name is Caleb Wade. I was your MC for this recording. You can find me. I don't know if by the time this comes out, Twitter will still be a thing.
Who knows?
So the links where you can find everybody will be in the description below. But I'd like to thank my extra special cast member for this solo recording, Emily. If you'd like to plug anything that you're working on or anything.
I don't have any plugs because I don't have any project in the works as of recording. But yeah, you can usually find me on mostly just Twitter. I'm not very active, but yeah. At Miss Sleepy 98, I rebranded.
Hey, wasn't it Starfish Phantom earlier?
It was
Phantom Starfish.
Yeah, it was those variations.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah. If we weren't in an audio
time
format,
changes all of us.
I would say if we weren't in an audio format, you may recognize me from Guild of the Phoenix's Haven Rock, Buffy the Vampire Slayer tabletop RPG.
They'll recognize your voice.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But we're not in visual format, so
nah. We're just chilling. We're just sipping tea and shit. We could snack and you can't say shit. I fully want to subscribe to the school of the Brennan Lee Mulligan School of DMing where you can snack in game.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, definitely. Like I'll edit whatever I can. Like I'll mute my mic. I don't give a shit. Like, but thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day, evening, whenever you listen to this. And remember, you're not alone. You don't have to face this alone. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Forest Peaks, a henshin game for Crendimented actual plays. This episode was recorded in Riverside.fm and edited in Audacity, with music and sound effects from Epidemic Sound. This podcast is produced, edited, and emceed by Caleb Wade. Our second season performers are Dare Hickman, Jazz Brown, Max, JPG, Emily Berry, and Crow of Blank Slate. Special thanks to Fen Achini for providing the voice of Colton. Links to where you can find everyone will be in the description below. If you'd like to follow the podcast, feel free to follow us on Twitter at creme_demented. If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to support us, please consider rating, reviewing, and subscribing on your podcatcher of choice. We will be back in 2 weeks, so practice your transformation sequence, and we hope to see you for the next episode.